Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. I am making a video tonight because I have recently watched Ariana Grande's latest video, Thank You Next, and I wanted to talk about how I believe she is paying homage to the transgendered women before her. So I'm just going to get right into the very beginning of the video where we see this woman or man or whatever she is. And I really was looking at the content of what's on her folder. So if we look closely, you will see that that is a upside down 5-pointed star, otherwise known as like Baphomet, basically. So you're going to see like the 2 points at the top. So that's going to represent horns. It's also within the two dueling circles, making the oval shape you see there. So that could represent the eye or the vagina or birth canal, entrance way. It also could be a way of doing a seance, a form of witchcraft. So we also see the protective eye, the solitary eye off to the side there also on the notebook. I can't read what is written above that, but those are the two symbols that I saw that would really suggest that what we're about to see is it's marked. It's marked as being part of, what they like to show us and what they want to teach us about their own beliefs. So, video starts off with kind of a little montage from Mean Girls where they all talk about how they love Regina George and how she, everyone remembers. If you haven't seen Mean Girls, please go watch it because none of this video will make sense unless you've seen that. So that has to be seen. They start right off the bat with kind of touching a little bit on Clueless, the movie Clueless, which again, another movie you have to see if you haven't seen. Cult classic. But the plaid is what I'm looking at here. This obvious transgendered woman, man to woman. Well, he's not really, it's more of drag. He's kind of in drag. He's not, you can tell he's not trying to be a woman. He's just trying to be a man wearing women's clothes. So I felt like that kind of clued us into Clueless. They were kind of giving homage to that. So next video goes into the scene where she's basically playing Regina. She gets out her burn book. That is suggestive of course, the men that she has burned by getting into relationships with them and then it looks like dumping them from what it seems like in the media. So she talks about different boyfriends that she's had, and she says she's sorry. Everybody kind of flipped out over the fact that they could all make out that it says, so cute, so sweet, could still get it. What does that mean? Still get it? Still get him? Still, have her way with him? Like, what does she mean by this? I have a more nefarious way of thinking, so my suggestion is possibly she's saying she could still hurt him. She could still mark his life. So you can also see her fingers here in this shot pretty clearly, and she does have her two middle fingers together, suggesting the M or the devil horns or Baphomet horns, whatever you want to think of them as. But it's basically where your two middle fingers are together and your other two fingers are separate. She's doing that with the pages, as we can see. So moving on, that's more of a little bit of a close-up with his name in the heart. So she loves to do her phallic symbols where she is putting things in her mouth to suggest that she is cool with sexual things. What really struck me here was looking at her throat because he has a very distinct trachea. They can shave down the Adam's apple, but it's really hard to manipulate the trachea. So you can see here that the trachea is very pronounced in this shot. Next, we move on through the video. We see her walking down the halls as if she is Regina George. We see none other than Aaron Samuels, I believe. Yes, I'm forgetting names today. But yes, we see him there. They're doing the classic red, pink, and blue. So they're giving us hints to the fact that we're seeing men and women who have had their roles reversed. So these women that we're seeing are actually men, and Aaron Samuels would actually be the woman in this sense. So here we can, I don't know, to me his face seems to have changed since maybe he's gained a little bit of weight, maybe he's still on different hormones, who knows. But here we see a shot of them together just as like an advertisement purposes. Whatever that book says, it says. But my main concern is the coloring of the clothing and how it's supposed to show us that they are opposite genders. But we don't know this. Unless you're versed in this type of thing, you're not going to know. This is her friend. I can't think of his name right now. He is also an artist, and he's done music videos with her, with Ariana. He too is showing the symbolism of dual genders. Has a blue notebook, and his jacket has red lining, suggesting both sexes. So then we get to the scene where they are doing the classic dance, the Jingle Bell Rock dance. They're all wearing these super, high boots. It's very, you feel like you're in Mean Girls all over again. And of course we get Kris Jenner, none other than Kris Jenner. So we all know her from the meme where she is basically making a video from the Keeping Up with the Kardashians scene. I do not remember what episode it was, but it is a very funny meme, and we keep seeing it all over the place. Here's a little bit of a close-up of how high and how big Ariana's shoes have to be to match with the height of the other people, because she is a very, very short, very small, petite man. So I need to reiterate that. So here's one of the memes that's been circulating. Ha ha ha, is so funny, right? So now we get to the scene where she's emulating Bring It On, Kirsten Dunst as Torrance in Bring It On. So here again we see the color combination. She actually is wearing a pink shirt in the scene where she's brushing her teeth. You can't really see it in the shot, but she is, and he is wearing the blue shirt, representing the dueling of the sexes. So she does her whole scene with the pom-poms. We know what's going to come next. So this is just a shot from the scene, I guess, or the episodes that this young girl was in. I don't know. I haven't investigated him, so I don't know what his gender is really. But supposedly he's a man, a boy. So he was in the show Victorious with her. Anyways, she has a lot of cameos for these people she was in different shows with. So we move on to the scene, which we've been seeing a lot lately, which is the Bring It On scene where she is emulating Torrance. She is Torrance. It was a little bit of dueling with the other team. So they're like, bickering and fighting and dancing and what have you. It's just to, kind of distract us from what they're really trying to show us. So then we move on to the scene where she is playing Jennifer Garner in 13 Going on 30, where she has this scene at the very end of the movie, kind of, where she is very sad and distraught, and she doesn't know what she's going to do. If you haven't seen the movie, you need to see it. Again, none of this makes sense unless you've seen these movies. So again, look at her jawline. That is a square jawline. I mean, it doesn't get more square than this. That is the squarest jawline. And, you think to yourself, why does Ariana look so much like these actresses and stuff? Look, she's got her butterfly necklace signifying that she is double wings. She is more than one gender. Again, it's all about the gender. So what really creeped me out was the fact that they completely put the actual scenes from earlier and later on, what they're going to show later, they put the houses, they put the rooms within the house of the people that she's being, of the actual sets that they've built. So if you notice, that room right there with the yellow is from Bring It On. It's from the scene where she just was showing herself as Torrance on the bed with the pom-poms. That room, the pink room down there, is the one where she is, sorry, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. One where she is Regina George. The one to the right of that is one we're going to see in a little while. A scene where she is going to be Elle Woods. The bathroom, showing her where she's, got her little face taped to the bath in the bath. And to me, that just kind of suggests a sexual undertone. They're trying to get you to sexualize these people. So she's a sexual being. You want to picture her naked in whatever. She's in the bathtub, exposed. This is the scene where she's in the room where she's supposedly Torrance from Bring It On. She has the butterfly up there on the wall to the left. If you can see that, you can barely make it out, but it is there. And it is there as a subliminal message. So it's just a little blip in what they really want to show you. Flips again to the house, where in the movie, 13 Going on 30, the box has this like magic dust on it that brings her to a different time zone, to a different time in her life. So there's this magic purpley dust because this purple color represents the dueling of the sexes, both being both sexes, having red and blue, pink and blue. So then we see her pull up as Elle Woods, and it struck me where she has this license plate that says 7 rings. What could that mean? I'll pick that up later. So this is the dog. It basically it's not the Chihuahua that we know from Elle Woods, but that we know from Legally Blonde, but she actually does have this dog has the same outfit that other dog has. Can't think of the dog's name right now. Bruiser, I think it was. Bruiser. So we see that this dog has the same outfit, the same dueling pink and blue colors. This is her as Elle Woods. She is paying homage to the transsexual people before her. Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Garner, Kirsten Dunst. All of these people are all transgenders, but they are secretive about it because they are part of the bloodlines. And this is just how they operate. So she's got the pink and the blue in her hair, yellow flower. That was also, I think, part of Elle Woods' thing. She had yellow flowers in the movie, and here we actually see this other person here next to her, which I cannot think of her name, again, being so horrible with names today. But she's like a mainstay in with Elle Woods. She's her best friend in Legally Blonde, so it would make sense that we'd see her in here in this music video, because it's, basically just reiterating all of these cult classic movies that we didn't know were all circled around transgenders. So we didn't know this. So yeah, she's in this. Here, I'm going to take a pause because this is a lot. So let me pick it up here in just a minute.